Hey, hey, hey. Today, I'm going to be making a simple video, a quick, informative video, about why you, the viewer, should not really be interested in politics, unless obviously that's your goal in life, to become a politician or to work in politics. Otherwise, I'm going to list some reasons, straight off the top of my head. I just walked out the toilet, took a piss, came into this room, and I was like, you know what? Let me start talking to the camera. I have no script. I haven't thought about one reason. I'm just going to come up with it in my head right now, because this is something that I believe is true. Number one of the first reasons why politics shouldn't be so important to you and any regular person on the street is because 99% of the time people don't actually have an opinion on politics. They don't even know what they're talking about. And people get caught up too hard on these small little problems, such as this person said this and that's so stupid. This person came up with this and that's so stupid. And I see on Twitter or X now, or YouTube or Instagram, people arguing paragraphs and paragraphs straight to each other. Like you don't have anything better to do with your life but argue with someone about whether or not abortion should be alright. Regardless of either of your opinions, that won't change shit. You gotta realize that. Even if you say we live in a democracy and the more people we sway towards an opinion, it can change. But realistically, the people who vote the most in nearly every country are elderly people, and elderly people aren't going to be swayed most of the times by your Instagram post. Number two, and this comes from a place of hatred, watching debates on YouTube. I sometimes lay down in bed and I see on my YouTube recommendations a debate. Maybe Destiny's debating this person, or Hassan's debating this person, or Jordan Peterson is debating this person. And the problem is, whilst everyone in this debate might come up with great reasons and rebuttals, at the end of the day, no one concedes their point. If they totally lose, they stick to their point so much because of ego, it gets nowhere. Let's say I'm in an argument, and this is a topic that is always talked about, and that's abortion, because I talked about it previous. And you have someone who's pro-life and someone who's pro-choice, and I say something like, well, regardless, there's too many abortions that happen in this world, it should be more restricted, if anything. Or if I'm more extreme, I could say something like it shouldn't be allowed at all, because if anything is actually murder. And then someone will come up with this whole scientific analogy on why it actually isn't murder and there's no consciousness, the whole study. I won't concede to my point. It's my belief. This debate means nothing. Both points to both groups of people who listen to these people think the other group is stupid. They watch these videos and say, wow, that other person's retarded. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Both groups. So it's going nowhere. Both people are talking to echo chambers. There's not one right answer most of the time. Sometimes there is, and there is a wrong group, and those people need to be told that they're wrong, because there is wrong answers sometimes. But most of the times in debates, it's such a nuanced point that has 10 different possible answers, and it's just, there's not enough time to put your energy in this. You have other things you can do. You could get a job and move up in that job, make more money. But instead, you're debating on Instagram about whether the earth is flat because someone said it is. Who gives a fuck what that guy said? Why do you care? Lastly, point 3. I was in university, and I was doing a political compass test, and I was with 2 friends, and I would like to see myself as someone who's pretty political, in the sense of I enjoy politics, I do a lot of research on history, on current geopolitics, on the current world, and I don't take only one source. I look through hundreds of sources, read books, read citations. I take interest in these things. But that's a small percentage of people. Most people take one side of the argument and stick with that, or they see one side of the argument they don't like and go opposite automatically. So for example, during COVID, there was a lot of people who were saying that the 5G towers are being built because of lockdowns and they're doing all these problems with cancer and stuff. And people were saying we should break down these 5G towers, and people were actually going out and breaking 5G towers. without actually doing any scientific research. People were trusting non-educated people on Snapchat stories on these matters, and some even going outside to do this. And this is the field you like to get into at 4 p.m. after school for hours and hours on end, replying to messages from strangers. This is the field you spend your time and energy in. Anyways, going back to the university point. I'm in university and I'm doing this political compass test because one of the friends asked me, and I said I think of myself as centre-right, but I do believe in some left policies because I'm not idiot. Another part of which will be in part 4 and final. I do believe in some left policies because I'm an intelligent person who won't just stick to one point of view and is level-minded. And I was going through the test and I was like, you know what, you guys answer these questions too. I just want to see let's see the differs of opinions here. And this is my problem with this. When you create echo chambers with people, if they're your friends, and they actually are your friends, they might disagree with you at the start, like slightly. So the one question might be something like, do you believe being gay, you're born gay, right? And you and two friends have all different opinions on the answer. You might debate for about 5 minutes, but what I found is most of the times with your friends, and this is empirical evidence, and this isn't empirical evidence, this is from my own understanding of the world, from interactions, they will start siding with the person who's most vocal about it, or like the leader of the whole group. So the person who's most vocal and most like, this is that, here's the fact, here's the this, even if he's talking absolute dog shit, most of the times people will start swaying, be like, you're right. And that's going to be their opinion from now on, without doing any more research. That's it. That, in their head, that's their point of view. 10 years later, you ask them and they're going to be like, wait, something flicks in their brain, and it's that moment in that university at the library when they did that one test, and then his friend came in and said all these facts about this, and it was all bullshit, but you didn't do any research. And this is the problem, because it happened so many times during my political compass where my friends had different opinions and they switched so quickly because I said something. I could have been wrong. I wasn't, but I could have been wrong, and you would have switched. They didn't ask for evidence. They didn't say go on Google show me. I just spoke and they believed. That's so bad in my opinion, and I don't think that's just the two friends I have. I believe that's most people in the world. I believe that would happen with nearly anyone I brought in, unless I brought in someone that has a super opposite belief to me. They would argue with me even if I showed them the evidence. So this is where it is. This is what it is. It goes nowhere. You either create echo chambers or you create endless debating between two groups of people who will never get into one unified opinion because they both hate each other too much. And my final point, and this is the most factual point, is that the people who actually run these right and left wing, center, whatever, are idiots, dumbasses. When it's I don't understand, because I respect some of these people, but when they subscribe to the right wing ideology or the left wing ideology, it seems to me at least that they take everything on the right wing, and that has to be everything, even if maybe in themselves they don't believe it, but they have to because they're right wing. So once you're right wing, you can't believe in climate change. You have to believe this. You have to believe that abortion must. You have to believe all these things. You have to. You can't have a different opinion that goes into the left side a little bit, because then, oh, whoa, what the hell are you doing? That's not right wing of you. That's not so right wing. But that is so stupid. So for example, with me, I believe in climate change, right? But I said I'm right wing. Whoa, how's that possible? And I believe the freer the market, the better, and the less government involvement in corporations, the better. So you see, I'm taking different sides from the political compass. That doesn't mean I'm strictly right and I have to take every right belief and even the most stupid point possible on the right side. I have to believe it because it's the right side, and that's my side. It's kind of like those super crazy football fans when their team, no matter what they do, they find a way to defend them. They might hate on them sometimes, but they find a way to defend whatever happened. Or people who have like athlete debates on who's the better athlete, Jordan or LeBron, Messi or Ronaldo. And it's kind of like left and right there if you think about it. And this happens when humans debate most of the time. They create the two sides, and it's kind of, unless there's sheep always in the middle who will immediately switch from left to right depending on friend group or depending on who they're around. But there's those stone hard won't change no matter what is shown in front of them, no matter what evidence is shown in front of them. And that is therefore the reason why politics is bullshit. So unless you're straight going into politics, don't care. You're not changing the world with your Instagram videos or your TikTok accounts. You're not changing jack shit. At the end of the day, why you shouldn't care unless you're genuinely going into that field. So be chill in the comments, because I'm saying unless you're going into the field of politics, why you yourself shouldn't wake up to check your phone on what the latest random Instagrammer has replied to your 18-page essay on why communism is good. And now they're about to say, no, that's not true because Soviet Union. Instead of all that, wake up, fuck the phone, throw it away. Don't even go on the phone for the first 30 minutes before or after you wake up. Fuck that. Do something healthy. Take a jog. Do some press-ups, squats, sit-ups. Go outside. Do some work, schoolwork, real work. Get some money. Simple. It shouldn't be this hard.